Alright folks, so we're on day 3 of our Arkansas trip and we just pulled into the Crystal Vista trailhead. We are going to walk up here. I think it's about a mile hike and see what we can find. Hopefully we'll find some nice blue phantoms. Right there's the sign. I think it's about 4 miles down Alley Road off of Highway 27 south of Mount Ida, and you pass Wagner Crystal Mine and keep going a little ways, about a mile, 2 miles, and it's just a little trailhead off the side of the road here. It's pretty cool, beautiful place, absolutely gorgeous woods, as you can see, absolutely gorgeous. But we're gonna hike up here. I'm gonna load up my backpack. I'm gonna put all our stuff in the truck, get the backpack ready, take some hammers, some chisels, and a bucket, and we are gonna walk up this trailhead and hopefully find some nice crystals. Hopefully we'll find this nice blue phantom. So wish us luck, and we will check back in when we get up there. Alright guys, so we've been up here at Crystal Vista for about 2 hours now. We've beat on several rocks, found a bunch of little bitty regular crystals, but I haven't found any blue phantoms yet. I've found a few pockets, but nothing really special. But we just moved over to another spot here, this right here, and it's got bigger quartz veins. A few of them like this look like they might open up into some pockets. Like right here, somebody was digging in a pocket there, and I'm hoping maybe with my rudimentary tools I might be able to bust off some of this and get into a pocket, find me some decent crystals. So I'm gonna get out my hammer and chisel and go to work. Try to break off some of this rock and get into these quartz veins. Alright, so chipped away a little bit. I found a little bitty pocket. This is the first piece that I've pulled out. It's got 2 or 3 points on it. A little bitty cluster. It's too dirty right now for me to tell if it's a phantom, but let's go ahead and start digging in this pocket and see what else we can pull out. full crystal there. Got healing on that side. Comes to a nice pretty point. We'll have to clean it up to see if it's a phantom. I believe, can't tell. That's a nice crystal there.
Mm-hmm. Take it home and clean it up.
We'll clean it up. Looks like it might have a phantom in there, but it's too dirty to tell. Let's see what else we can find in here. That was one, but I broke it. There's one, a decent crystal there. One that's chipped right there. That is a broken one. Looks like it was broken before. Awful lot of mud on it, but that could have been me too. There's a nice point, and it's got a twin there. Ooh, it's a nice little cluster. Several of them there. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Nice pocket. I don't know if it may go all the way. I may not be able to get to it. I'm gonna try. Alright, so this pocket, we've been working on it for a while. Alright, so we got this really big crystal right here, but I believe it goes from top to bottom. I'm not positive though. I can't get down right there. Plus I've got all these little crystals right here. It's going to be a decent cluster if I can manage to get it out of here, but it is completely surrounded. I've been working on it, trying to take off the top right now, and then if I can get the top free, I'm going to try to take off this bottom right here and try to bring this whole cluster out in one piece. You can see several of these broke. The quartz vein went right here. The pocket was right here, and it kind of come around the front right here, and this is the pocket that I showed when we first got over here. It's all connected. There's another point right there. Several points in here, but getting them out is a chore, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it without breaking just about every other one, but I'm doing my best. See, and there's another point right there, but it's into the matrix. We'll never get that out without breaking it. There's the point. But if we can get it out in a halfway decent shape, it'll be a nice cluster. And hopefully some of them will be blue phantoms. Be a really nice cluster if we can get them out. So we're gonna get back at it. Alright, well, no luck. Every bit of what was in there was so tied into the matrix that I couldn't get it out. As I was trying to break underneath, everything just basically shattered. Pieces, I don't even know what I did with them. They fell apart everywhere. But you can see right here is where that long piece was, and it just broke. It was all matrix right here, and I was trying to go around back through here and underneath, and it just the whole thing just shattered. And when I pulled that piece out, the whole back side of it was inside the matrix, so it didn't work out. We got a few decent pieces out of there. Nothing really big, but a few crystals we'll take home and wash up. Let's see if we got any phantoms. But I'm hot and tired after doing all that. There's a little piece that we pulled out of that. You can see it was part of the matrix. It just looked really good from the outside. If I'd been able to get the whole thing out, it would probably looked really good, but couldn't do it. Not with the tools I had. So we're gonna head to the house. Got a few injuries. We're gonna head in anyway. There's one of the crystals we pulled out. Head to the motel and probably head home tomorrow. Wash all this stuff off. And there's what we have from Crystal Vista. Like I said, most of the better stuff that we were after, that matrix just busted. I believe this is from that pocket. And the quartz that it was sitting on top of was about 6 inches thick, and I couldn't break the whole thing out, so I tried to bust through it, and it just shattered. So, but some of this just came from other places around there, and we're going to wash it out. All this really covered in clay stuff that came out of that pocket, but we'll wash it off and see what they look like. Alright, so there is everything from our trip to Arkansas washed in the sunlight. Now a lot of them are definitely going to have to be acid bathed. This one here from Crystal Vista looks really good, and after I think it gets an acid bath, I think it's going to look fantastic. And this one here as well. I think the best piece we got from Crystal Vista is that one. Once it gets an acid bath, I think it's going to look fantastic. A few other of the highlights from Crystal Vista. Let me find them here. This one It looks like it had broke off and started healing, and then another point started growing on top of it. And then there was a small one that was like that too. Let me see if I can't find it. That one there is a little twin. There's the little one. Did the same thing. A little crystal started growing on top of a big crystal. Once these get an acid bath, I think a lot of these are going to look really cool. Ron Coleman stuff is pretty much back here, and then the Crystal Vista stuff is pretty much the front of the table here, except for a few pieces here and there. Like this is Crystal Vista. That's a pretty neat one right there. If that was flat, it would be just perfect. No phantoms, but still some pretty neat crystals. For our first time to ever go and do that, I think we did pretty good, and we had a lot of fun doing it. If you're into this kind of stuff, I definitely suggest y'all go to Ron Coleman. Crystal Vista, I would suggest that, but I'd say do a little research before you go, because after doing a little research, I discovered we went to the completely wrong area to look for the phantoms. And if we ever go back, we're definitely going to bring the right tools to do it with. So, okay folks, so I just pulled out all of our crystals out of the acid. What was left, I just pulled them out, washed them off, set them out on the table. So I'm going to show you what we got all cleaned up, and some of these things are absolutely gorgeous. Some of them, one or two of them, will have to go back in for a little bit, but that's okay. Like here, we have that one is just beautiful. It's still got a little bit of iron on it. That one will have to go back in the iron out for a little bit, not very long. But then this one will also have to go back in, but it's absolutely gorgeous. That nice little cluster there, that point, and then that point, a broken chip point over here, two little points here. Absolutely gorgeous. This is one of the big pieces that I thought was going to be yard art, but it cleaned up pretty nice. Now these, you see the yellow there? That sulfuric acid did that. So I will not be using that anymore. I've actually already neutralized what I had, because I do not like that. It did that to several of these pieces. It just yellowed it. So I won't be using that anymore. I'll just use the iron out from now on, because it seems to work just fine. And nothing I got is going to take off that matrix like I was hoping. And I'm afraid to try anything stronger, because I don't want to. I'm going to have to research a little bit, see if there's anything that can take that out without harming the quartz. But that is the stuff over here. There's that very pretty piece. Now, the smaller stuff that we had. Now, this stuff is absolutely gorgeous. Let's see here. Let's find the best pieces. First of all, we'll start with the bigger pieces. That one right there. Absolutely beautiful piece. The only problem with that one is it's chipped right there and the very tip of the point is broken off. Then we have that cluster. Now I've already lost track of where each of these pieces came from, whether Ron Coleman or Crystal Vista, but some of these are like perfect desktoppers. This was one of those pieces that I didn't think much of, but once it's cleaned up, it actually looks pretty good. A lot of little sparkly, teeny tiny tips in there. This point right here, it's all the way, not chipped, healed right there. It's been chipped before and it's healed up and it's started to grow out again. Absolutely gorgeous piece. Here's the one that's kind of like what I said earlier, the reverse scepter. It's got this bigger column crystal on the bottom that at one point you can tell it broke, and then it started to form another point on the very top that would have grown into a phantom over time, but still. And then it's got these inclusions in here. Here's another piece, another full point. It's got the burrs on it. Absolutely beautiful pieces. Now let's see. This one, nice long column. Came to a point here. It's all chipped up on this back side. And it's not healed at all. That's pretty cool. Now, here is that one that I pointed out was like 4 points grown together. Nice and pretty. Let's see. Here's a crystal clear little point. Absolutely gorgeous. And we had one here. It had a black inclusion deep inside it. Let me find it here. Oh yeah, it's in a little bitty one. That one comes to a perfect point, and you can see way down at the base, it's got this black inclusion. It is really neat, and it's got pieces of matrix on it. Also, I have this, there's one in here, let me find it. It is a perfect little double terminated, there it is. Perfect little double terminated point. I believe this come out of that pocket I was digging in Crystal Vista. Awesome. Really awesome. Several nice points. There. Now I don't know enough. I think that's what they call a dowel point. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I've only been looking into this for a short amount of time, but and let's see, a few more good ones. We got that point. Beautiful points. We have a little tiny cluster here. That. And that little bitty cluster. Now the sun's going to go behind a cloud, so they're not going to sparkle quite as much. Okay, so now there's a decent point. Set on the matrix. Nice big point. And it's also got the inclusions where those two crystals just grew together and smashed the clay in between. Now these two pieces here, I did not expect much out of them, but after they cleaned up, they come out to look pretty neat. Just a whole bunch of little bitty teeny tiny points on the matrix. And here's the other one. This one looks even better. Really pretty. Really, really pretty. Now, the best piece that we found, the piece that my wife and I, that Jen and I both love, that right there. Gorgeous little cluster. Points coming out every which way. It just come flat off the matrix. Got this nice little flat base. It's going to be a perfect for sitting on a shelf. Absolutely beautiful. So, there you have it. All of our crystals all cleaned up, nice and pretty. And don't forget that one. That one's quite pretty. Nice, long, crystal clear. The other big one, all cleaned up. And of course, the twin. Quite pretty. Thrilled about these finds. So, if anybody is looking for something to do, some sort of rock hounding, if you enjoy rock hounding, I do highly suggest you go to Arkansas. It's quite a blast to go do that. We will be doing that pretty often in the future because that's something that we both loved, enjoyed, and want to keep doing. So, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and by all means comment on what you think of all that. Now I'm thinking about giving away one of these. Let's see, which one was it? I do believe, yes, it was this one. It's got a few little nice points on it. It's really good, probably for sitting in a windowsill or sitting on a desk. Got a few nice points. I've been thinking about giving it away, but I tell you what, if we get this video up to 1,000 likes, I will give this away. Tell you what, 1,000 likes, and you have to comment on the video and subscribe. You comment, subscribe, and we get 1,000 likes on this video, I will pick somebody, a random comment out of the comments, and I will send that to you free of charge. So make sure y'all hit the like button, make sure you comment and subscribe, and I will be sending you a piece of nice pretty crystal from Arkansas. So hope you enjoyed, and I will catch y'all next time.